Residents of Oyo State across all 33 local governments were out to their polling units to elect representatives who will champion their interests at the grassroots level. This local government election is the second of such in Oyo State during Governor Seyi Makinde's administration, who is now in his second term. Under tight security and restriction of vehicular movement, voting commenced as early as 8 a.m.
People come out in masses. Yes, but you know, we have different polling booths. Yeah, people need to go to their various polling booths, so just to vote. Everything is okay.
Some of INEC officers, they're always late. But today, like 9:30, before 9:30, they have already arrived. We need solar like 100 pieces, because Malade people, we are plenty here, so we need solar, we need electricity.
Governor Seyi Makinde also participated in the exercise amidst cheers from residents, expressing satisfaction with the high level of cooperation exhibited by the electorate.
You can see around also, people are going about that exercise peacefully. Traffic restrictions is being obeyed by the people. So I will commend our people. Well, for the people, I would say, accept the outcome, and then if you see anything untoward, as far as this exercise is concerned, please bring it up to the authorities, and they will deal with it.
That is obvious, and it's evidently shown in the rates people come out, not because of any other person, but because of me. So I'm winning, and I won already.
As residents of Oyo State eagerly await the election results, they are hopeful that the candidates who emerge victorious in their local governments will prioritize quality representation at the grassroots level. Olaide Oyewole, TVC News, Ibadan.
Right, that's it. The winner-take-all mentality in our politics is becoming legendary, and it was a landslide victory for the People's Democratic Party in all the 33 local government areas of Oyo State in the council elections held at the weekend. You just saw a report there by our correspondent Olaide Oyewole. BKO, were you surprised by this development, or did you see this coming?
No, that has always been the pattern, and in Gombe State, the same thing happened. I was looking at the results. All the 11 chairmanship seats and 114 councillorship positions were cleared by the APC in Gombe State. So PDP did its own in Oyo. APC avenged it in Gombe State. People no longer take local government elections seriously in our country, although I still prefer that those elections are held instead of governors simply unpicking their loyalists and making them caretaker local government chairmen. That is against the Constitution. You need to let elections take place for chairmen and for councillors to emerge. Resorting to caretaker, this caretaker, that is wrong. So as much as I believe that the council elections should be more transparent, I still would offer my heart to governors who allowed elections to take place in the first place. Rashidi Ladoja and El-Rufai, Kaduna governor. Rashid Adewolu Ladoja was governor for your state. El-Rufai was governor of Kaduna State. They are the two governors, two civilian governors in recent memory who conducted elections that opposition won some councils. In Oyo, during Ladoja's time, opposition won 2 chairmanship seats. Then the last election that, local government election that El-Rufai conducted, the opposition won 5 local governments. In Oyo, at that time, it was Adeleke won in Isheyin, Akintaro, one in Ibarapa. Those were the two local government, two council areas won by the opposition. And in fact, El-Rufai used electronic voting. He used electronic voting for the first time. And they lost some local government, but they took it on the chin. That is what we want to see. People are clamoring now that INEC should be handling local government elections. I don't believe that INEC should handle local government elections.
Why?
What we need to do, because INEC itself is not perfect.
Right.
INEC handling an election does not guarantee that it won't be rigged.
Free and fair.
So we need to perfect the system, make the system better. If we can do that, I think that things will get better and we will start seeing opposition do well in local government elections.
Yeah, GKB, let me bring you in on this now because, elections are one thing to hold, another thing is governance. So what are expectations now with this new councillors, if I would put it? What do you think? Are you optimistic, more or less, that there could be a change in government? What are your thoughts?
In Oyo State, no. Things are going to continue the same way. The governor is known as, is called popularly as sole administrator. Everything begins and ends on his team. So nothing's going to change fundamentally as far as governance is concerned. Because when Seyi Makinde came in, the last government, that of the late Isiaka Ajumobi, held local government elections, I think 3 weeks to the end of his tenure. The first thing Seyi Makinde did was to dissolve these councils, ask them to go to court, and put sole administrators. And the case went on, then he called for an election, which all these people won. So this is just the continuation of what we've seen all over Nigeria.
Right.
So it's not really peculiar either in Gombe or in Oyo. This is the way to be. Because even if Seyi is leaving in 3 years, and he conducts another election before then, if the person coming in is not his protege, they will do the same thing he did 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and then the cycle will continue. So nobody takes this election seriously. It's just to fulfill all righteousness. Because even when I was in Ibadan on Saturday, and people are asking people how they do God, they said it's a waste of time. The results are already written. The results are already known. So as far as the process is concerned, this is just to fulfill the righteousness. In terms of governance, nothing will change.
So what can we do to change this narrative, to change this perception that has been on for years?
Well, there was a time that strong people will win local governments despite whatever the governor is doing at the center. I think it happened in Ado-Ekiti local government during Fayose years, where one man took on the governor, although later on he lost, I'm not sure, something happened to him. But for the period he was in office, it really showed the governor that you can separate the local government. Same thing in Mushin here. When somebody won, when he left his party because he didn't give anything, he went out there and he won seats at the other areas. Same thing in certain parts of Oyo State has been done in the past. But the governors in the last 3 or 2 electoral cycles have perfected the plan to ensure that their will is done. And that to me is basically what we go through now. That's why even in Lagos here, I know of a local government chairman that was brought in was a member of another party until 2 weeks before the paper was drawn. And he became the local government chairman. He has isolated everybody. Now he's now lamenting all over social media why people don't like him. Meanwhile, you are brought in basically as on top of everybody who have been working for the party for the last 22 years. And you are just giving the price. So now later something will give. So that's why most people don't bother about local government administration anymore. Because you see people that you know, there are things they could do, they refuse to do it because they don't rely on you as the electorate. They rely on their godfather somewhere who will ensure all things being equal, that they will get a second term.
So, Bikio, with that being said, should that be the case? Because I understand if we have the 3 tiers of government. We have federal, state, and local government. So what can be done to ensure that the local government is autonomous so that we do not have to have local governments that are dependent on the state for almost everything like this discussion is
By
tending
nature,
towards?
those local governments will not need to, if we were to follow the constitution, the local governments will not need to depend on the state government. But governors are opposed to local government autonomy. They are far more disposed to judicial autonomy than local government autonomy because they want to control the funds meant for the local governments. That is basically the issue. Some governors exploit the fact that they have joint accounts with local governments to use their funds the way they like. And if you are a local government chairman, you try to raise hell over the fact that governors are not allowing you access to your funds. Governors are determining what you get. They are going to remove you. They will get your councillors to impeach you. They do that. I've seen where the governors use the councillors to impeach the chairman. So they don't want, they are not going to brook any form of opposition from local government chairmen. They see local government chairmen as subservient to them. Whereas they get voted into office just the same way you get voted into office. But our kind of politics is so skewed in a way that too much power is concentrated in the governors. So they just do what they like in their states. They choose speakers. They choose local government chairmen. And they want to determine how everything is done in their state. You can see what the governor of Benue is doing. Fighting the people who made him governor and trying to turn himself into a modern-day emperor. That's what he's doing. You know? Fighting the people, the party, the chairman that worked for his victory. He doesn't want to see him anymore. He wants to bring in his own chairman. That's what Father Hyacinth earlier is doing. You cannot see the truth and refuse to talk about it. You can call us names. You know, just the same way that some of those people in Kogi are calling me names now because I chose to balance a discussion. It is a crime to balance a discussion in our country. If they want you to say just what they like, the little bit of that discussion that favors them, that's the only thing you must talk about. If you don't talk about, if you talk about something else, in the exercise of your rights as a properly trained journalist, it becomes a problem. They go on social media and start calling you names. Because a lot of them can't run their homes, but they can sit on social media and abuse people. This is the thing. And I'm saying it again because by nature, I must speak the truth. Governors, a lot of them are so high-handed that even the people who put them in power, they don't want to see those people. A man becomes governor, he sees every other person as being beneath him, beneath his feet. You don't want to see a local government chairman who worked for your victory, who made it possible for you to be. Because you can't win an election all by yourself. After all, you are not even a politician. When you go there, you are fighting everybody. You know, threatening people that when people who are opposed to you, you are going to deal with them. Come on. We've seen governors. The way you came in, you will go. You are not going to be there forever. The Yorubas have an adage that they call Lole Ayegbo.
Right.
You understand what that means? If you pretend I will expose you there. Because you don't know the meaning of that proverb.
Don't worry, we understand you.
Because people will say you behind Yoruba name, they think you understand you. And Lole Ayegbo means that nobody can overuse the word. That means overstay in the word. So to the point that the word I use, I enjoyed this word so much. So that's
the word is now ragged because I used it.
You can't use the word ragged.
Absolutely. But in your final thoughts, GKB, where do you see, or what would be the solution to this situation? Give us in just about 30 seconds.
There's no solution in sight. Because even if you give them autonomy, the way they are structured, governors will still have a say in who emerges as local government chairman. And based on that, they always have a way to control them. Don't forget, there's a joke in the system. I said that when they brought the money for the local government chairman, the entire money, he now took it to the governor and said, "Okay, money don't come. What do you want me to do?" You have to take it to the governor. Technically, you are the but they gave the money back to the governor. "Okay, please, just tell me what to do. You want me to keep my normal 5 million and give you the 85 million? You want me to give everything I can go?" So it's called the Stockholm syndrome. Basically, we have people who are being bombarded will be the first one to defend their
or even if you saw the way Seyi Makinde thoroughly dominated the last governorship election, no one should be surprised that PDP cleared all. We are just talking in general terms that usually happens. APC to clear.
Once you are a governor, you can't control yourself.
That's not saying that
Seyi has not done.
Seyi has not done well, or that Seyi is not strong enough.
Okay, that's where we have to end today's edition of the program, because I can understand the people in the back room are really disturbing my ears. So I have to end today's edition of the program. Thank you so much to our guests in the studio. I'd like to thank my colleague, Babajide Kolade Otitoju, and of course, Gani Kayode Balogun. And also, we also had a while ago Tolulope Ogunjobi on From Business, giving his thoughts on the petroleum scarcity. Well, that's where we have to wrap today's edition of Journalist Hangout. Don't forget, you can also watch